What's happening, guys? It's me, Drew, aka the Green Arrow. So, my review today is going to be on what's actually going to be coming up on the Flash, Arrow, kind of the characters, what are kind of going to be introduced through them, which is pretty cool. But first, I just want to show you a couple of things here, which I think are pretty cool. Right. So one of them, yeah, I got today here, which was like a Spider-Man pillow. Yeah, like. I think it's pretty cool, man. I like the graphical look of it. It actually looks like Spider-Man, and it's from the Ultimate Spider-Man. So that's pretty cool. And I also got this as well, which I think is pretty cool as well. Which is a frame picture of Iron Man. Like, I think that's pretty rad. But I don't quite know at the moment where I'm going to stick it because I've not really got much room on my wall. So yes. But anyway, so who's coming up on our great shows? Who's going to be introduced and what's coming up? So basically, in the Arrow, we've got a couple of people who've been confirmed for like appearing in season 5. As we know, the team has been dispersed and they're all basically going in their own different directions at the moment. Because obviously everything what's been happening over the last couple of seasons and everything, they all need like time to like basically get back their kind of like motivation into being who they were. So come season 5 we're going to be introduced to quite a few new characters, and one of the new characters, you guys are going to have seen her before and you're most probably going to think, what the hell's going on? A bit like me, I'm thinking to myself, okay, what's going on here? But I'm going to give it a chance. So the person who we saw in one of the episodes, who was basically going after Dark's wife, was dressed up as the Black Canary. Her name's Evelyn, right? So we've got her now. There was supposed to be in a scene at the end of the last episode of Arrow, which they cut. And basically it shows you her and her story kind of thing. So she's now going to be called another character. So she's being brought in as another character. And if you guys have seen Young Justice, you'll know a character called Artemis. And she's basically taken under by the Green Arrow and trained and everything else, which is pretty cool. In the original animation, her parents are like the sports master and cheerist or something like that, I think. And but in this, she's gonna have no relation to them, I don't believe. But Artemis is going to be a new character brought in as a new vigilante, basically to help pick up the team. But it does make me think, what's going to happen to Speedy? Because obviously Speedy is an Artemis. She's Artemis. Like, Speedy and Artemis do exactly the same thing and use arrows. So like, what's going to happen to her? I hope they don't like turn her back into being Thea Queen, or they just like sideline her and kill her off. I'm hoping that's not the case, because like, she is really cool and I hope she gets to stay. There's another character who's being brought into it. He's a district attorney by day, and by night he's a vigilante, and his name is Vigilante. So he's a new character who's also been brought in. A little bit of his backstory is his parents basically got killed, and he's after the people who basically killed his parents and anything else. And yeah, we're gonna take it. Well, that's the story that originally is from the comics, so we're not quite sure what's gonna go on there. But I'm hoping it's kind of along the same lines, and basically Oliver takes him in under his wing and kind of like guides him almost. So I'm hoping that's kind of going to be the case with that one. Then we flip over to Legends of Tomorrow, because Legends of Tomorrow are doing a lot of stuff to relate to the Justice League. So we've got Hal Jordan, we're going to be introduced to now. Anyone who's been following the Arrow and following Flash, there's been references to Opal City and name drops and everything else. So like, now we're actually getting to see Hal Jordan. So that's really exciting in there. We've also got obviously Jay Garrett. he's a part of the Justice League as well. So we're going to get to know more about him as well. Then we're going to get to know a lot about Hourman as well, who we saw in the last episode of Legends of Tomorrow. And there's a few other people like popping up in it as along the way as well. If anyone watched the Arrow and remembers Vixen, she's also going to be in Legends of Tomorrow, but it's not going to be the same character who played Vixen in Arrow. It's going to be a later ancestor of Vixen. So she's going to have the totem and everything else. And it's basically an ancestor of her, because they do actually want the character who played Vixen to come back. So that in itself is really cool. Like, we can still have the original Vixen come back, and it's just like a later version of her, or an ancestor of her, which is going to come back into Legends of Tomorrow to help build the Justice League of America, basically. So then we go over to The Flash, and Grant Gustin said that the first episode back is going to be entitled Flashpoint. So we know that anyone who's savvy and been keeping up and knows a bit about it knew that we were going to have Flashpoint when we came back, because on the last episode we kind of got Crisis on Infinite Earth, where Barry dies, because when you see him running around the thing, he ends up in like disintegrating and dying, and that was a homage to Crisis on Infinite Earth. So the Flashpoint is going to be basically, he ran back in time, he saved his mum, everything's going to change for Barry. He's going to come back, and what's going to happen? I think when he comes back, we're going to have characters that we had then who were around. So we're going to have Eddie. I think Eddie's going to be there. He's going to be back. He's going to be one of the main characters, I think, through half of the season of Flash, because, you know, he's changed everything. And we already see when he went back in time before, he changed the Pied Piper. So we've got characters what had died. Could they come back? So we've got the Black Canary, for instance, on the Arrow. How's that going to affect her? Is she going to come back into it? You've got people like Tommy Merlin. He died. Is he going to come back into it? So we're going to have a few people most probably pop up and make an appearance. But I believe Eddie is going to be one of the people who pop up. And I think that they've got a big part to play for Eddie come the future. But I'll bring you more about that in a later video. And then obviously we've got Supergirl, guys. You know, she's just moved over from the CW. So how is it going to work? How is all this Supergirl going to work in our reality? Like, how is she going to get to, like, our team? Like, how's she going to get to the Arrow? And how's she going to get to the Flash? You know, are they going to mould her world into our world and all be one? Like, how are they going to do it? But all we do know is in the first 2 episodes of Supergirl, we are going to have Superman. And for anybody who used to watch Teen Wolf, it's a guy from that. He was pretty cool in Teen Wolf. I enjoyed watching him. His name, I believe, is Tyler Hoechlin. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the fact that I know that he was good in Teen Wolf. So I'm just hoping he's going to be as good in Supergirl. And he's not going to be one of those characters who's always going to be there in every single episode, because it's pointless. It's called Supergirl for a reason. It's not Superman, it's Supergirl. But the thing you could actually like appreciate as well, we're actually allowed to take Superman out of the cinematic world and stick him into a TV show, which has never been done before, yeah, because we've not been allowed to do it. That's why we've not got Batman, and everyone's asking, are we going to get Batman on the small screen? You know, we've got Gotham out there, people, yeah, which is back on the 19th of September, right? So we've got Gotham, but it's a young Bruce Wayne. You know, so he's not actually Batman at the moment. So I don't believe at this particular time we're going to be able to have a Batman. We might be able to have like maybe a Barbara Gordon or a Nightwing, someone along them kind of layers. But I don't believe we're going to be able to have anyone else. I believe we are going to be seeing Nightwing in Arrow Season 5 as well. But I'm not quite sure. I've heard a few rumours that Nightwing might be like popping up. He goes to Blood City or something, and something happens there. So like, I'm looking forward to that. I'm finding out little bits and pieces as it goes on. But in total, it's all building up for one big thing. There's one big crossover happening. And in this crossover, it's like, I believe it's season 8 of The Flash and Arrow. They're going to have one major crossover. And that basically sets up for your Justice League. And what's basically going to happen over the next coming episodes of all the soaps, not all the soaps, all the shows that we watch, like The Flash, The Arrow, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow, it's going to build a new foundation for us. So we then know that when we go out there and we turn on the TV, we know that every single day we're covered. So if they could bring the Justice League and bring bring it to the TV, then it's going to be amazing for us, because then we can have it on a Friday. So then we have everything every day. Supergirl on a Monday, Flash on a Tuesday, Arrow on a Wednesday, Legends tomorrow on a Thursday, and on Friday, guess what? We're going to have the Justice League. And I'll be happy about that. Like, I'm waiting for the Justice League, you know, the actual movie to come out, which is going to be pretty cool. And also you've got Suicide Squad as well. So like, the world that they've created for us to enjoy and watch is really good, and it's hit that level for me. I really do enjoy it, you know, unlike a lot of like Marvel programs, which are not really cool, like the new X-Men movie, which sucks. But hey, that's that. But as always, guys, that's really all I wanted to tell you. I just wanted to like tell you what's coming up basically, and what to look out for. And yeah, if I missed out anything, stick it in the comment section down below. I'd be interested to see what I've actually missed out. But as always, guys, if you want to stick a comment in the comment section down below, that'd be great, because obviously it's going to help me maintain and improve my channel and give you guys the content that you want and enjoy. If you want to be a negative Nancy, guys, you can do so as well. You can stick that comment in the bottom as well, and at some point I'll get around to getting back to you too. If you're new to the channel, guys, hit that subscribe button to keep you informed with all things Marvel and DC. If you're new to the channel as well, hit that like button so I know you're out there. But I say it all the time, guys, but Luke Cage is going to be around soon, so I'll bring you the reviews on that when it comes out. And obviously Suicide Squad is going to be one of our next summer movies to like come up properly. So when that's done and dusted, I'll bring you a couple of reviews on that. But as always, guys, I'm your host Drew, aka the Green Arrow. Straight shooting, people.